Hi everyone, welcome. We are going to be talking about anxiety when pregnant, and we've got an expert panel here. We've got over 75 years worth of experience with especially in midwifery, and we've got Gabrielle Nichols, Janet Bastard and Lorena Ranson, and today we're just going to talk you through some of the benefits of aromatherapy, massage and hypnobirthing, and how it can support you during quite an anxious period in your life, especially right now when there's lockdown and you're not able to access certain services. And we just wanted to have this webinar really to support some of the questions you may have and offer the years of experience that these ladies have to you. So I'm going to start with Gabby, and she's just going to introduce herself and give you a little bit about what she does and who she is.
Hi everyone, it's lovely to be here today with my wonderful friends and ex-colleagues. I no longer practice as a midwife, so I can't give medical advice, but I now work as a hypnotherapist. And one of the wonderful things that I get to do is to teach hypnobirthing. So I'll be able to answer questions from that side of reducing anxiety during pregnancy.
Perfect. And Lorena, could you just give a little bit of an overview about yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Lorena Ranson and I'm a motherhood massage therapist. So I specialise in massaging pregnant and postnatal ladies, and I teach birth partners massage for labour. My background is nursing at King's and midwifery, nearly 28 years at Queen Mary's, where I met Jan and Gabrielle. And then while I was studying at Greenwich University for my midwifery, part of my midwifery professional development, I wrote a paper at degree level on the benefits of massage in pregnancy and labour, and had to read a massive stack of research. And I was so blown away by the research findings that that's what led me to retrain as a massage therapist. So I now no longer practice as a midwife, but I do my massage.
Oh, that's fantastic. So we're over to Jan, and Jan, if you could give us a little bit of an overview of yourself and what you do.
Yes, actually I've got over 40 years of midwifery and experience, and I found that when I was in Africa I learned a lot. I was in 4 different countries in Africa, and I've also helped lots of mums and the partners with the positive birthing experience, and that's with cesarean sections and home births and natural births. And I came to work in the UK. That was as a hospital midwife and a community midwife, and that led me to a degree at Greenwich University, and that was with complementary therapy, especially with the aromatherapy route. That's the way I went down, and I wrote a professional paper as well about anxiety. And that was on top of being a nurse, a midwife, and also with my anaesthetic qualifications. I then used complementary therapies in my practice as a midwife, and found that it was so successful that we actually created a clinic in the maternity unit for complementary therapy. And that was the first one really in the country that was used for complementary therapy for pregnant ladies. And I then decided after I retired that I would create a company, and that's Motherlylove, and that was with natural skincare products, because we found them so helpful for pregnant ladies to reduce anxiety and other different discomforts and problems in pregnancy.
That's fantastic. I mean, to be honest, during my pregnancy, I think I used a mixture of massage, hypnobirthing, aromatherapy, and I think I was really lucky during my pregnancies myself. Some of my friends didn't have great experiences on their first pregnancies, and it was quite an anxious time. And on their second pregnancies, they really tapped into I know one of my friends accessed using aromatherapy and found it so beneficial. She also used hypnobirthing as well. And I think I'm looking back nearly 13 years from my oldest, and things have changed so much and really moved on. And there's so much research out there, and we're so lucky to have, you know, people of your caliber on this webinar. So Lorena, I'd just like to really ask you, you know, with the massage, how does that help reduce anxiety in pregnancy? What's your experience been around that? Oh, Lorena, we're going to do the pound for the unmute. So take yourself off mute and we can all hear you. That's perfect.
Yeah, got me now? Thank you. Yes, so massage is the most widely used complementary therapy in the UK, and it's ideal for use in childbirth because you can actually very easily and safely teach the birth partner basic massage techniques. And what they found with the research was that massage has a massive effect on the body. It produces an emotional, psychological, neurological, physical, chemical effect on the body. So it tackles anxiety and reduces it from many different physiological angles, really.
And Jan, how does the aromatherapy work with helping reduce anxiety during pregnancy? I mean, we all think of aromatherapy, things smell nice, and then you get pregnant and people say, don't use this, do use this. You're never really sure, and that's anxiety provoking in itself, because you go and people say, don't use anything with lavender in. But how have you found that aromatherapy oils really help people in their pregnancy?
I think with ladies who are very skeptical about it, but everybody likes a perfume or a nice fragrance, and that's what essential oils are. They're concentrated and they're fragrant oils. They're actually extracted from plants, so they're all natural. They're very complex chemistry, and they've got very unique properties, each individual ones. And you can use them for cesarean section ladies or home births and natural births. And the studies that have been shown as even babies at the stage of 32, 34 weeks pregnancy can actually, they've got the ability to smell, so they can get the fragrances. And when you're pregnant, your baby is exposed to all the environment around us. And that's what is important for the baby as well. So if you're relaxing the lady with certain oils, essential oils, and with a certain percentage, because it can't be too high a percentage, then the baby's environment in the womb is also a happy environment and a calm environment. That's really interesting to know. I mean, I think some of the oils that you've got like lime, and they do help you with how if you're feeling nauseous, but I think that massage bit in combination with the aromatherapy oils is really important. Very important. Yeah, and I'm just interested how you bring in the hypnobirthing as well, Gabby, because I found that quite useful. My friend gave me 13 years ago a CD to listen to, and I thought, oh, this is a load of mumbo jumbo, and actually it wasn't. And it was really actually, I thought, really helpful for me. I know there's a lot more now about mindfulness, etc., but how would the hypnobirthing help you with anxiety?
Yeah, it can sound a bit mumbo jumbo, can't it? And anything with the word hypnosis in, I mean, you know, we've all seen programs on TV, but in real life, from a therapeutic point of view, it's not quite the same. From the way I look at it is that I think pregnancy can be the most exciting time, but also it can be quite a worrying time for people. You know, are they doing the right thing, and what is the right thing, and you know, where do they get the information from? And hypnobirthing can help in that way, because it's a whole course, and you learn about how to empty your stress bucket on a daily basis, because when we're feeling calm and relaxed, we're much more able to cope with, you know, whatever life happens. We can't stop what happens around us, but if the way we respond is in a calm way, then we're better able to cope with it. So with hypnobirthing, we learn all sorts of techniques and then practice them during pregnancy so that we're well prepared for birth. And it's interesting, I think, because as human beings, what a lot of people don't necessarily realize is we are hardwired to focus on the negative, because that's what keeps us safe. You know, we need to respond in situations when there is danger or a predator or, you know, something like that. But in pregnancy and in childbirth, the way we respond might not necessarily help us in that way. So being able to be calm and relaxed and confident about everything that's happening can actually help things progress more smoothly.
I found that the whole visualization piece was really important.
Yeah.
And it really helped me on that side of things.
Yeah.
And it was something I never really thought about before. I'd had the CD to listen to, but I think things have moved on so much further now with the understanding and how it's used. And it's definitely an important piece with helping people with their anxiety.
Yeah, absolutely. We are subconscious, that part of our mind that we're not consciously aware of. You know, our conscious mind is everything that we're aware of, and our subconscious takes in so much information. You know, if you ever do a quiz and someone asks a question, you think, I know that. How on earth do I know that? Well, somewhere in your life, that piece of information entered, not necessarily in a conscious way, and it's there, it's tucked away in your brain. So as you say, things like visualization, if you're looking at something a lot or imagining it in your mind, then, you know, they say that if athletes practice a particular maneuver in their mind, then when they go out to do it in real life, they get it right, because it's so powerful being able to rehearse things and mentally.
Lorena, you mentioned about the science of massage. Have you got a bit more about that and how it helps with reducing anxiety during or pre-birth? Is there
there's masses of science, but basically the stimulation from a massage, from the touch, from the movement, travels up the nerves to the spinal cord and into the brain, and there it affects one of the things it does is it affects the autonomic nervous system. Now that's the part of the nervous system that deals with things in the background, like Gabby said, the subconscious thing. The sympathetic nervous system, that's what gets you ready for fight and flight, that sends your adrenaline levels up. And the parasympathetic nervous system is the thing that calms everything down. So massage has been shown by research to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. So it just calms all the systems of the body. It slows and regulates the breathing, the heartbeat, it reduces blood pressure. They also found that it affects the anxiety hormones, the cortisol levels, and the adrenaline and noradrenaline. And in one of the studies, what they found was it reduced those anxiety hormone levels in the mother, but it actually then reduced the blood levels in her unborn baby as well, which was, I just thought, mind-blowing. The other thing that it does is it will help people to sleep better. It causes a release of serotonin, the happy hormone. So that's
massively important, isn't it?
Yeah, and that elevates mood. And then it also causes a release of things called endorphins, which I think most people have heard of related to exercise. So that feeling of when you exercise, you get that feeling of like calm and relaxation afterwards. Massage does that without you having to put the physical effort in. But it also causes the brain to release something called enkephalins. Now, enkephalins are 200 times stronger than morphine. So after a therapeutic massage, you should feel very calm, very relaxed. All the systems of your body should be working more efficiently. You often feel sleepy, but ultimately you should feel less tired. And the other thing it does, it affects an area in the brain called the limbic system, which deals with mood, and it should leave you with a real feeling of well-being after a massage. And with regard to anxiety and pregnancy, I think there's many reasons for it, particularly now, obviously in the pandemic. But the two main things that my clients speak to me about is anxiety about how they're going to deal with or how labour will go. So for that, I massage them during pregnancy, but I would really recommend that their birth partners learn massage techniques for labour, because then once I've taught the birth partner at 37 weeks, he can use those techniques, and I say practice 3 or 4 times a week, just maybe 20 minutes, half an hour each time. I also highly recommend Jan's oils, the due date oil. I've had fantastic results with that with my clients. And then one of the other things that lots of second time mums are anxious about is the fact that they feel they haven't had time to focus on this baby, this pregnancy, and how things will be when the second baby's born. And what they fed back to me is the time for having the massage, making time to have the massage with the second baby, it just gives them time to focus on themselves and to relax and their baby. But the science behind it is that the massage actually causes a release of oxytocin, and oxytocin is the love and bonding hormone. So it just has a very, very positive effect. So it comes at the anxiety and the side effects of anxiety from all different angles.
That's such a nice thing to think about, isn't it? That you've kind of bonding with your partner, you're bonding with your baby,
yeah,
you're getting that positive experience. Jan, how would your oils help reduce the anxiety? I mean, what benefit do they have in themselves with the smells or the oils themselves? What's the benefit you're getting from them?
I think each oil is totally different. So I blended specifically for certain problems. I just wanted to show you although this is a stretch mark oil, this is massage oil as well. So the oil in there is lime, and I always call it the pregnant nose, because when you're pregnant, you can smell everything around. So the percentage of oil essential.
I don't think mine ever went.
You can smell everything. So the lime is the right percentage for mum, but also for the baby as well, which is so important. And the lime is refreshing. It just gives you a zing and an uplift. And the smell also, the fragrance helps with if you feel a bit sicky. It helps if you're very anxious as well. So that is a nice one. Besides reducing stretch marks, I don't say that you're going to stop every stretch mark, because and in there is also apricot and jojoba, and that's the carrier oil, the base oil, and it's a vegetable oil, but jojoba is a high quality oil, and it contains lots of vitamins and omegas. But the science behind it is that it absorbs into the skin. There's a similarity between your own skin and the jojoba, the sebum in your skin. So that's why it absorbs, and it allows a stretch and give as baby grows. The apricot is also a good one. So besides it, the mother, I often suggest, is when you get out of your bath or you shower, to actually massage this oil into your tummy. You can do your breasts and your thighs as well. But your tummy, get to know your baby's movements and talk to your baby. The baby can actually hear you from about 26, 27 weeks. So you can sing to your baby and baby gets used to you, like Lorena was saying with the bonding. And this is so important. Also, because you're doing this, you're actually getting used to your body image changing. So that's why I specifically help, with different products. And the other ones are the rose grapefruit and the bergamot grapefruit, which are pulse points. And you use them and got a ball on the end of that when you open it, and just use it on your wrist or the back of your hand. The rose is a very good, in pregnancy, your hormones are going up and down like this, your mood hormones. So you need something to level it. And actually the rose is a very, very good female essential oil. The grapefruit is very good for coping. And the same with the bergamot grapefruit. That's a citrusy smell and helps to calm and helps you to cope with things.
Yeah, that's lovely. I know people that still use the oils and really get some benefit. I was going to ask Gabby, when's the right time to start? If you're doing the massage, you may be using the oils during your pregnancy. When would you start doing the hypnobirthing? When's that the right time to start thinking about that, or starting to do hypnobirthing in your practice and preparing?
Yeah. There's been quite a lot of debate over when the optimum time to do hypnobirthing a course is, or if you're not going to do a course, listening to the recordings and reading the books. And I think it's about when you feel that you have the time to devote to the practice. I would say on average, when I teach it, it's often around the 30-week mark, so that you've still got a fair time to enjoy the recordings, enjoy the visualizations and the relaxation. But if someone wants to start earlier than that, there's no reason why they shouldn't. And all I do in those situations is offer a sort of a catch-up session later on during pregnancy, just to have a chat and see where someone's at and if anything needs recapping. But likewise, it's never too late. You could teach someone the week before they have the baby and they would have all of those tools. I think of it as putting tools in your toolkit, and then you've got it with you wherever you go. However things turn out, you have those tools that you can use to have a calm, confident birth.
So if you're early on in your pregnancy and you're feeling quite anxious, what would you recommend then, from your experience, to help myself a bit more, or what things I could do, or just top 3 tips? I don't know. Maybe each of you could give top 3 tips. We'll start with Gabby. And
okay, yeah, that's a really good idea. I think it depends on you as a person, and I think it depends on the level of anxiety. If you scale your level from 0 to 10, if it's around 2, 3, 4, so that's something that's you're able to cope with, but it's just sort of fleeting thoughts that are going through your mind, then breathing techniques are really helpful. They operate in the same way as Lorena was describing. It helps to calm down the limbic system. It sends a feedback loop to the brain. Everything's okay. So my heart rate can slow down. The hormones can be released that make you feel calm, relaxed, happy. And the other tip that I always give people, pregnancy or not pregnancy, is to be aware of the information that you're taking in, especially before you go to sleep at night time. If you're going to watch a horror movie, don't watch it just before you're going to bed, because you hear every noise, every floorboard or gust of wind or something. It's calm, relaxing things going in that help you to feel calm and relaxed.
I think that's a perfect tip, because especially during this time of social media, just maybe having a social media curfew, not stop at 8:30, especially if you're taking too much stuff on board and you're pregnant, you're anxious, you're then reading additional things. It's quite good just to actually maybe go and read a book and
or watch something funny on the TV.
Yeah.
When we watch something funny or read something funny, you know, we're releasing those feel-good hormones.
Yeah.
So it makes you feel better.
True. So Lorena, do you have any top tips in those kind of, if you're anxious, early stages, or just 3 tips that you would suggest some of our mums to be can do?
Yeah. So you can't have any formal professional type of massage. You can, but what they say is probably wait till after 12 weeks. So I would say, if you're anxious, in those first 12 weeks, you can just do a very simple self-face massage. And I've sent this out to, I can't tell you how many people during lockdown. And you can just do that with your moisturizer. You don't have to use anything special. It's all very gentle because it's on your face. So there's no chance of stimulating any of those acupressure or acupuncture points that in theory could possibly affect the pregnancy adversely. And then once you get to 12 weeks, I would say have regular massage. It may be every 4 weeks, maybe every 6 weeks, because you just get a nice, you get a build-up of the effect. And what they've actually found with the research is that when you have massage in pregnancy, not only does it elevate your mood and help you to sleep better, it decreases your anxiety and any depression, and it decreases it not just in pregnancy, but that carries over to the labour and the postnatal period. I think part of what I do, although I don't practice as a midwife or give midwifery advice, and Jan and Gabby will know this, I'm always saying this, in the old days, women came to the hospital at 8 weeks, and we saw them every 4 weeks until 28 weeks. Then we saw them every 2 weeks till 36 weeks, and then we saw them every week. So what I found with my clients, and it is my clients that suffer from anxiety that tend to contact me really early and have massage from 12 weeks, they build a relationship with me. So they have all the benefits, the research program benefits of the actual physical massage. And by having it regularly, you don't let those anxiety levels build up too much. But also they were able to talk about things with me. They trust me, whereas in the old days, the midwives would fulfill that role, particularly now at this time, where some of my ladies don't even see their midwives face to face till they're 28 weeks. And that's quite a long time when you're a first-time mum. So I think it works on that level as well, the fact that they're able to talk to someone who understands about pregnancy and just build that feeling of trust and safety. I think that's really important.
And Jan, yourself, do you have top 3 tips that you would give around either aromatherapy and massage, or just in general in those sort of early stages?
I think with the early stages, usually I say do essentials aromatherapy after 12, 13, 14 weeks, usually after that scan at 13, 14 weeks. So you can use it then. And I think sometimes it depends on the person. It's a good idea to start using something on your tummy and getting used to your, as I said, your body image changing. You can actually use certain parts of which is safe to use, and also just on that palm, just press there. And that is quite safe in pregnancy. So after 13 weeks, that sometimes relaxes people, which helps. And I just think also learning how to breathe as well, not to kind of breathe too fast. Just take a few breaths in through your nose. And this is what we teach also for when you go into labor. Because if you breathe too fast and you start panicking about things, it's not good. So if you just break a deep breath in and just blow it out and relax your shoulders and think of your whole body, just do that. Just do a few relaxing breaths. It just helps you kind of focus and center yourself.
I remember that actually being really beneficial during my labour. It was a long time ago now, but I do remember that being very useful, that whole using breath. And I think all of the points that you have said are really true. I mean, my midwife was amazing. I was lucky enough in my first pregnancy to see the same midwife throughout, and she was even there at the birth, and she went off shift and asked to come back. So it was a real consistency, and that's very unusual. And especially during a pandemic, it's very different now that you can't see people face to face. So being able to tap into yourselves and the services that you offer is really vital for people. And the fact that you're giving some advice through these webinars and for free is fantastic. So would really like to thank you for your time today. I know that we're going to be trying to look at some other webinars for people, so open for people to send in suggestions of topics that they would be interested to cover. I know a big part is how do they contact you all and keep in contact, and you're all on social media. I know you're all very active on social media. So Gabby, I know that you have a website, lovetofeelgood.co.uk. You're also on Facebook, Love to Feel Good, and Instagram, Love to Feel Good Clinic. And Jan's on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, as well as as motherlylove.co.uk, and your website's motherlylove.co.uk. And Lorena, you are also available on all forms of social media as well as pregnantmassage.co.uk, on Twitter, on Facebook as Pregnant Massage, so people can get hold of you, access yourselves, find out more information from you, which I'm sure you are happy to share and would love to.
Very happy.
To people. I think another important piece that you all spoke to me about, and I think this is really sound advice, and actually, I don't know if you listen to podcasts at all. I kind of go on walks and listen to podcasts, but there are quite a few adverts at the moment about if you are worried at all and you have any concerns about contacting your midwife or maternity units, as they are open for you 24/7. They're there every day and night of the year, and it's important that you access them. Don't feel scared to access them. Get in touch with your midwife. Contact them. They really want to hear from you. Don't wait and not contact them. And they're more than happy to answer your queries or any questions you have as well. So we just wanted to make you aware of that and make sure, I'm sure all of you know that, but especially during the pandemic, you sometimes think, oh, I'm bothering someone. I hear all this stuff that's happening in the media. I shouldn't contact the health service and burden them. You're not burdening people. They're there. They want to take care of you, especially during your pregnancy. So I'd like to thank everyone. So thank you, Gabby, Jan and Lorena. And hopefully we will see more people on another podcast.
Thank you very much, Jess.
Yeah, thank you. That's a pleasure.